Class is in session. Welcome to the Hitting the Book Show, Tuesday, April 21st. Ian Cameron and Connor Mack with you, ready to break down everything in sports betting on this Tuesday night. NHL, Stanley Cup playoffs, NBA playoffs, and MLB to close the show as always. Let's dive right in. We'll begin with the NHL. 4 games in Stanley Cup playoff action. Tonight, game 2s between Montreal, Tampa, Boston, Buffalo out in the East, Utah, Vegas, LA, Colorado in the West. Give me Montreal again. I mean, 1-10 in their last 11 home playoff games are the Tampa Bay Lightning, 4-13 overall. I get it. It's a bounce back spot for the Lightning. They're trying to avoid going down 2-0, going back to Montreal. I think we'll get a strong effort from them. Doesn't mean they're going to win, and there's some real problems. They are on a 4-13 playoff slide, including 1-10 in their last 11 home playoff games, the Tampa Bay Lightning. And to me, this is just too big a price. This game and this series should be lined a little bit closer than Tampa Bay minus 190, like we're seeing here. So I'm going to sprinkle on Montreal plus 170 and team total for Montreal over 2.5. Also noting that Vasilevsky's got a 3.4 goals against average in his last 17 starts. He has not been vintage Andrei Vasilevsky during that time. I think Boston blew their chance to get out of Buffalo with a split in game 1. I really do. I think it's going to be tough for them to play as well as they did for most of game 1 before Buffalo came back. And I think Buffalo's probably got a better game in them than they showed in game 1. So I took Sabres team total over 3.5 in game 2 tonight at around plus 116. I'm tempted by Utah plus price against Vegas simply because I thought Utah, they were in the lead in the third. Vegas came back and won, but that was a young team getting their first taste of the playoffs, and all things considered, they played pretty well, pretty even against Vegas. I could see them having a shot maybe to send this thing back to Vegas tied. I like the draw, especially with Utah-Vegas. I think we have a chance maybe for some overtime there in that game. Lean over with the total. I'm not betting any Utah games under. They've been an over machine down the stretch. And give me Colorado team total over 3.5 tonight against LA. I think the floodgates are going to open. I know Forsberg's played well in net for the Kings, and they kept it close against the Avs in game 1. The Avs had been not off for a while, but they've been just going through the motions because they clinched everything in the last few games of the regular season. I think game 1 that wasn't their best game. I don't think it was Colorado's A game, but now they got the game under their belt, the playoff intensity level back up again. I think you'll see a better Colorado team, and I don't know if LA can play a whole lot better than they did on Sunday in game 1. So, and prior to game 1, where Colorado only beat them 2-1, Colorado had scored 4 more goals in like 9 of the last 10 meetings against the Los Angeles Kings. I think they get back to that. I think they have a little more offensive success tonight. So Colorado team total over 3.5 for me in the late game. C-Mac, what do you like tonight on the ice?
I get it. Shout out to the chat. Everyone, your Jorge, Gundam, what up, my dude? Thomas, guys in the green. Brian, yeah, right by on the front of the screen. I want to put out too, going forward, I'll have we'll get new thumbnails. I've been meaning to do that. So maybe like hitting the books. I've been like for the last month or so meaning to do that. And going forward, definitely before our college football, I wanted to get that on our podcast. We'll have that podcast form too by our next college football.
Yeah, we will. We'll try to set that up with
we'll get that set.
Which is Believe Network. I'll see if they're interested in getting our on board. Yep.
I think it's perfect for and we can get up on Spotify and everything else. But I think it's perfect for at least our long college football show that we do on Mondays. But I just wanted to put that out there. I mean to say it. Just hit the join. If you see right by the logo here, hitting the books, just hit join, and there's our 2 to become a member. Yeah. Wednesday show, the first line, second line for both shows, Wednesday and Friday. You couldn't do one. You had to do both. So we just kind of layered it that way. One show Wednesday, one show Friday. My guy, Brian, appreciate it. My dude, if you become a member.
Thanks, Brian.
I think it'll be worth it. Cup of coffee these days, and you know what I mean? I think it's pretty cheap. Yeah. With everything going. Inflation, everything else.
Membership.
Trying to survive.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah.
But let's get to this. Yeah. Kings, Colorado. I think I'm just going to be off. I don't know if the Kings can hang around here. You talked about maybe Colorado gets their team total. You mentioned, I think it can get over. There's 5.5s. I don't love too many overs in the playoffs, but Utah, Vegas, I think it could there. And I think if Utah has a shot, it's early again. They kind of crumbled late in the third period. We've seen this a bunch, in these third periods, some of these teams. What happened last night, the Ducks, great second period, and then just nothing there, and they lose. But I think Utah could hang around first period there in that game. Boston, Buffalo, I don't know if I want to wait here to maybe because I think Boston at home can get a game. I think they could stay in this game. One thing, if you like the Sabres, though, like when I was looking at it, you take their team total. When they win games a lot of the year, they would score 4 goals, and it's plus money, the 3.5. But I think this game could be closer. I think the draw is live. This was a game I thought the draw was live at plus 310. And last, I mentioned the other day before the series. This line was just way off. I thought this was a minus 140, 150, Tampa Bay and Montreal. It's just such a bounce back for Tampa Bay, but they just haven't been the same team. I mean, regular season was really, really good.
It was supposed to be a bounce back though for Pittsburgh last night at home too in Game 2.
Oh yeah, but they're flawed. I mean, they're. It was. They didn't do a goddamn thing. But I love this Habs team. The front line. I love a couple. Even the back have played really well. So again, first period, full game. I'll have a piece of it here today, just like I did in Game 1.
All right, awesome.
Fuck Tampa Bay. Screw them.
Prove it.
They won their back-to-back titles.
I mean, sometimes you have to keep this thing simple when it comes to this business and this industry and betting games on a daily basis. I see a team that's 1-10 in their last 11 home playoff games, and they're minus 190 favorites tonight. Yeah, sure, I'll bet against that.
I just think there's not a big difference here with these teams. That's all. That's how I feel.
Price here. There's not a minus 190 worthy gap between Tampa Bay and Montreal. Yeah.
Tampa definitely could win. I just think this series is going to be pretty good, and we're definitely going to go some games. So I think they could be live again. And another one, you might split. And if you do, you win a little bit.
That's right.
At both plus prices. A first period full game.
I'm going to keep it simple with the 3 NBA playoff games tonight. I could only look at the Celtics, but it's a big number, so I don't love it. I could only look at the Spurs, but again, it's a big number. We'll see. I like the over in the late game, Rockets and Lakers, over 207.
Okay.
I do, because I think KD is going to play. I think he's going to come back for Houston, Kevin Durant. And obviously, it's a big boost for the offense. He is their offense half the time for the Houston Rockets. I think and even if he doesn't play, they can only be better offensively than what we saw in Game 1. But I think the Houston defense is a little fraudulent. I really do. I mean, the Lakers made them look stupid at times without Luka, without Austin Reeves in the lineup in Game 1, and they did whatever they wanted. And DeAndre Ayton had a monster game in the paint against, the Alperen Şengün. The criticism of him is soft defensively inside, and we kind of saw that again in Game 1. So I think the Lakers, even without Luka and Austin Reeves, they're still going to be able to score points. We're getting a low total because Game 1 was a big under. Obviously, I think we goes the other way this time around, over 207.5. And if KD plays, as I think he will, he'll try to give it a go. I think that will certainly help the cause. And it's worth noting, without Luka Doncic this year, you always wonder, what are the Lakers like with totals without him? 13-7 to the over in the Laker games this year when Luka hasn't played. So they've still been trending more over than not when he's been out. So I like that. That's definitely my favorite look on the board tonight in the NBA is that one, that Laker over. C-Mac, what do you think tonight, NBA playoffs?
I mean, it is low. Is this just too low? Stayed under, just in Game 1 a little bit. Here's how I think. I think with Durant back, I don't really want the Rockets, but I think if you're going to see a bounce back, I would want them early, first quarter. I think I'm going to have a bet on them first half and then look to the Lakers live. I mean, I do think they're still, when you look at full game, there's value with the Lakers. LeBron played well. I don't think Luka Doncic. When I looked at that first game, I'm like, he's in a prop. I didn't play him, but he's the guy that has to have a decent game. And I mean, he did. 5 for 5. I just don't think that's going to happen again. But he's a shooter. Who knows? With a decent track record. So I just think it won't be that easy for the Lakers. But if you like Houston, I just don't know about full game and covering this number. And we're still waiting with KD, right? I mean, until
Game time decision.
30 minutes ago.
Yeah.
I think there's whispers he's going to play, but that I've heard. So, a little bit way there.
I think so too.
Portland, I don't know. They could cover here. I'm going to stay off, or look, maybe make a bet here live. The battle. I think this is a game that you get one back at home, but it's kind of a good win. Just hung on to cover. It's in both these matchups. You know what? The next game, Philadelphia, Boston. This Sixers team, I don't like them at all, but I gotta think they play a little bit better here tonight. I mean, they just couldn't hit a shot. It seemed like from 3 or anywhere. Celtics are just way better. I'd take the points with the Sixers. If you had to here, I think they could definitely hang around in this game.
Yeah, it's a big number. I don't argue with that. I don't argue with that. Brian, shout out he said he wanted to become a member. There you go. Brian Flynn. Appreciate it, man. Thanks again.
Appreciate it, Brian.
Who's here? Al. You can call me Al. Paul Simon.
My guy Al Bundy. Al Simon. Al Cervek, my dude. Great to see you, my man.
Haven't seen you in a while, Al. It's a long time. Good to see you in the chat. Al Cervik's been watching the old Hitting the Books years ago.
Oh, hell yeah. He's definitely always around our football. He's a big football guy.
Yeah.
Shout out to my guy, Al.
That's good. Good to see him in the chat. Daryl Turner as well. Appreciate it. Everyone in the chat. Thanks for joining us. And like I said, tomorrow it's a members show. So make sure you become a member for Wednesday to join us tomorrow on the show if you aren't already. All right, MLB now for the rest of the show. As always, that's the focus for the most part. Let's get underway with Houston, Cleveland. Weiss and Parker Messick, the pitching matchup. Cleveland minus 155, home favorites 8.5 the total. I think the Astros might be live again tonight. I think now we're at the point with after all the struggles, all the injuries, all the problems they had early in the year. Now you're getting them a little bit undervalued after a rough start. A good opener for them in this series last night against the Cleveland Guardians. You're getting a pretty good price. Now, I don't know what we're going to get necessarily from tonight's starter, Ryan Weiss. We only saw him against Colorado, 2 runs, 3.2 innings, 4 walks. Wasn't that impressive? And Messick's been really good, but there's some bats that match up well with him. I think there's some peripheral numbers that indicate he's not quite this good based on what he's done to this point for Cleveland. We've got an Astros team that, 9-2 last night. That's kind of struggled to begin the year, but I think they're going to start swinging the bats, and we've seen them score 5 or more runs now, the Astros, in 3 straight games. So I think they could be live here. I'm willing to give a shot with the Astros at plus money. Lean over the total as well. What do you think, Astros, Guardians, C-Mac?
Yeah, Messick, he's great. All these pitches working, the big curve, everything. What do we get from Weiss? I don't know. He's just not a big strikeout guy. Can walk some people. And who knows if he goes. He's not going to go really long. Shit, he's probably going to go 2 innings here. And this Astro bullpen just hasn't been very good. To me, it's Guardians here. I just like the Guardians. I'm just not huge. It's a little bit yesterday. Mariners. Their team total taken. I really got to like it. I think put your hard-earned money on this team. Ryan Weiss, I love it. Remember Walt Weiss?
Yep.
Former player, former manager.
I do.
Bringing my age here.
Yeah.
Into,
that makes 2 of us
geese.
Getting old. Yeah, 100%. Both of us are in that boat, no question. All right, Cincinnati and Tampa Bay. Chase Burns, Steven Matz. We've got Cincy minus 115, road favorite, 7.5 the total. I'm a big Chase Burns fan, but, I like the spot a little bit for Tampa Bay. They got beat yesterday by Cincy 6-1. Steven Matz is a lefty. He's actually pitched pretty well to start the year, and the Reds aren't hitting lefties at all. That's a real concern for me.
Yeah, they haven't this year, yeah.
So I kind of think it's a Rays spot, lean Rays. C-Mac, anything here? Cincy, Tampa.
I know Matz is I can't back Matz. There's just no do it. And I don't know about Burns here on the road. How talented he is. He could still kind of give it up. Yeah. And the Reds haven't. To have a record like this, and again, it's lefties, isn't great. But some of these lefties, not crazy at bats or anything, have some good numbers. McLean, Steer, and they have the righties here, like with this lineup, to get after a guy like Matz. So to me, it'd be Reds again. I would take them first 5 if I had to. Tough trusting them, but they seem to keep getting done, and I haven't been on them enough. That's
right.
That's for damn sure. In this run.
All right, we got St. Louis and Miami. Dustin May, Chris Paddock. Miami minus 115 home favorites, 8.5 the total. Here's the thing: the platoon is a concern. Dustin May's got a terrible xERA and a worse split against left-handed batters, and Miami's got tons of them in their lineup. So this could be trouble here for Dustin May. But Chris Paddock, there's no freaking chance I trust him. And St. Louis has the right-handed hitters to really possess problems with his weaker splits, and he's not that good anyway, Chris Paddock. So this feels like over 8.5 written all over it for me. St. Louis, Miami tonight. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, this year he has struggled with lefties. He's been better his last couple of starts. That's kind of when I want to fade Dustin May. Not that I love these offenses, and Paddock just hasn't been there. This was one I like the over too. This was an 8. I'd be really all over it. I'd like it a lot
May's
more.
last 2 good starts were at home. Let's see if he can duplicate
That's
that
true.
away from Busch. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's had problems his whole career at times on the road. And Paddock just seems like he's going to give up a few. And I think the Cardinals can get some. But I really think both, even though, these offenses can be spotty at times. I agree with you here. Lean over 8.5.
All right, on we go now. Next up, it is, here we go, Milwaukee, Detroit. I don't know. This is what, I usually have something, at least a lean on most games. I really don't have much here. Detroit, even money, 8.5. I mean, Montero's been impressive. I wasn't exactly expecting this when he entered the rotation, but he's been pretty solid. Kyle Harrison, the lefty here for the Milwaukee Brewers. He's been pretty steady and serviceable too. 2 runs or less in 3 straight starts. I don't know, maybe under here in this game, maybe a lean in that direction, but I have no bet here. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I can trust the under with these two, even without even pitching. I thought Montero would be better than he has been. We'll see how, if this can continue throughout the year. This is tough between these two teams. I really don't want any of these two. I have just bet on a lot. They haven't been great. I'd lean on the Tigers here at home, but it was a pass.
Atlanta, Washington, Ronaldo Lopez, Foster Griffin, the pitching matchup. Atlanta minus 150, road favorites, 8.5 the total. Atlanta 16-7 overall, 8-3 on the road. Nats 10-13 overall, 2-8 at home. Talk about no home field advantage for Washington. They're freaking pathetic, 2-8 here at Nationals Park this season.
No now pitching.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't pitch.
Once again, last night, Washington was, pitching, Jake Irvin stinks. I mean, what more can I tell you? And we saw it again last night. A good call by you, though, C-Mac. At Washington, though, team total first 5 against Bryce Elder. Yeah, and Bryce Elder, we warned you guys, that he's going to get hit eventually, and he had a bit of a rougher night there, 4 runs. Now, he only gave up 3 hits, but still gave up a home run, and you could tell he was a little bit more susceptible in that game. Meanwhile, like I said, Irvin was not good again. 4 runs.
Exactly. I was going to say, you were right on, too. The Braves, even in a fade spot, just they've been hitting, and runs came.
And what did I say yesterday? Braves team total over, full game over. I'm leaning in that very same direction here. Braves money line, Braves team total over. I don't trust Foster Griffin necessarily in this matchup, and they're just red hot, and the other team's not. So it's Atlanta for me. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I kind of lean Atlanta, even at this price. Lopez has been pretty good. I think he could, though, get hit a little bit. Road start like this, Tad. So maybe there is just runs again in the over. And we've seen guys like Austin Riley finally perk up. Albies, I've wanted to bet on even more. After a couple disappointing years, he's been hurt. It's been a very good start for him. And Michael Harris, a couple of bombs. He had his jack. And he hit another one after that. Huge price. Good numbers. So all those Braves guys, I think props in this game are live too on both sides. We could see runs.
Yeah, no question. I think there's definitely. I like. By the way, I like Matt Olson home run prop here in this game for Atlanta. He's starting to get it going.
Yeah.
No question. And by the way, too, there's a lot of right-handed bats that Atlanta can throw at Griffin, and Griffin has weaker splits against those kind of right-handed bats. So I think it's a good matchup. I think it wouldn't be shocked if Atlanta keeps the offensive train rolling here tonight in this one. Yankees and Red Sox. We've got Luis Heel, Connolly early of the pitching matchup. Boston minus 130, home favorites 8.5 the total. This is Boston for me. I like them at this price. Heel has been not good at all. I don't know what else there is to say. It's been a rough start to the season. 2 starts. He's given up 7 runs in 9 innings. You know what I am kind of worried about, though? He has kind of pitched okay against Boston in the past, but his current form is not someone that I fully trust. You look at the Red Sox. They're starting to get the bats going. They've won 3 of the last 5. They had a big 8-run outburst yesterday on Patriots Day to beat Detroit. We'll see what we get out of Connolly early here in this game. He's pitched really well the last 2 starts for sure. In fact, he's given up 2 or less in all 4 outings. He's not pitched overly deep, but he certainly pitched well enough. So I like the Red Sox here as a small home favorite at Fenway. And at 8.5, I could see there, being some runs a little in this game, probably more so Boston. So Red Sox, maybe a smaller overplay as well. C-Mac, what do you think here? Yankees, Red Sox, the rivalry back on.
Yeah, one thing we'll see with Early, what did he do? He's been pretty good in these starts, and maybe another home start could be good for him. Boston, yeah, finally doing it, but even with this price, I can't take Boston. Not that I'm crazy with the Yankees, but I'd take the Yankees in this game.
Yeah, I mean, I understand it. I mean, it's a good price for a team that's obviously had a better start than the Boston Red Sox. It's just I've a lack of confidence in Heel. We'll see if he can bounce back here tonight. One thing that I'm going to point out, I'm not going to save this for Jack of the Day because it's too good to not mention. I mean, he is how was it 3 or 4 straight games now? He's gone yard. How the hell can I get plus 700 at PointsBet earlier today with Ben Rice to hit a home run for the New York Yankees?
In the 3-hole.
Yeah.
Today too. Yeah.
How is he that price when he's hit homered now in consecutive games? He's one of the hottest hitters, certainly one of the hottest home run hitters in baseball right now, Ben Rice for the New York Yankees. The guy looks like he's 10 years old when you look at his face, but he is crushing the baseball right now for the New York Yankees. 4 straight games with a home run for him. And it was plus 700 at PointsBet earlier today for him to hit a jack. That is my Jack of the Day. I'm going to say it right now. You don't have to wait for the segment later.
Okay.
Ben Rice, New York Yankees, plus 700.
Real quick to put on that, he's got those games in a row. Bellinger's starting to perk up, hit some homers, versus the lefty. And then Rosario hit a homer off lefty the other day. I talked about it. It's the only way he's in the lineup is to hit lefties. It's his job. So hitting leadoff, Rosario.
No doubt. Good stuff. All right, on we go now. Next up, it is, let me just go. Atlanta. Oh, we already did that one. Minnesota Twins and New York Mets. Simeon Woods Richardson, who is replacing, I think someone else was supposed to start, but now it's Woods Richardson for the Twins. Nolan McLean for the Mets. Mets minus 150, home favorites, 7.5 the total. This is one of those show me games for the Mets. You're at home. You've had a day off. There was some rumblings Juan Soto might come off the IL and return and be in the lineup tonight for the New York Mets. I'm not so sure. We'll have to check on that. But at the end of the day, this is an 11-game losing streak baseball team laying minus 150. And there is 0 chance in hell I'm laying minus 150 with the New York Mets. I don't care. You could have freaking, Tom Seaver from back in the day in his prime pitching for the New York Mets tonight. I still wouldn't be backing him as a minus 150 favorite when the team has lost 11 games in a row. Can't do it. Won't do it. I'm going to actually be on the Twins, and I hate Woods Richardson. I don't think he's any good at all. But the Mets aren't hitting. The Twins, are hitting right now. They've played some feisty, spunky baseball here in the early going, and the Mets look dead as a doornail. So even with the pitching edge seemingly in favor of the Mets, give me the Twins here. Show me the Mets can win a baseball game before I take them at this price. Give me Minnesota. C-Mac, what do you think?
I know. You can't, to me, it would just take the Twins or not. I mean, lineup with Larney. I mean, Bell hitting third, maybe 8 years ago. But Jeffers, the rest of these guys have got it done down the lineup. Wallner, Lewis.
Ryan Jeffers, man, he's been crazy good for Minnesota so far.
Yeah, he's an RBI prop that could maybe get there in this game. It's a big price today. And the Mets, this line's moved. The Mets, they're expecting him. This is like a spot. The Mets, which are back of the tee, you can't win. The line's moved all their way, and to a bad pitcher who's basically.
And he's not back. Soto is out tonight, so he's not.
Yeah, he's out. Yeah, lineup's out. He's not in. And Woods Richardson's been horrible against lefties, righties. He's just been awful to start the year. So it's kind of no way I could back it. The Mets. Their team total under has just been cashing like crazy. I know.
Yeah, they're
like the spot strings to it. Like they come on, they're like, this is the game, the day off, this huge losing streak. Do you want to take them? That they get maybe 3 runs too off Woods Richardson. But we have a low total. This is like take the dog or nothing. Mets got to win a few games. You got to have a lot of heart or nut balls, whatever. Love the Mets. Maybe you're just a fanboy betting this because it's moved their way. So I don't want to hear. They got to get going. This offense got to go. And they have some decent numbers, not a ton of at-bats going through this earlier today. Bichette, some of these guys against, of course, Woods Richardson.
All right, good stuff indeed. All right, next up, Phillies and Cubs. Imanaga Davida. Shota Imanaga for the Chicago Cubs. Jesus Luzardo for Philadelphia. Cubs minus 130, home favorites. 8.5 the total here in this one. I'm going to keep it brief. The Phillies are a dead team right now. They cannot hit. The bullpen's got issues. Pitching staff's up and down. Luzardo has been kind of up and down, inconsistent. And Imanaga, after a rough first start, boy, he's turned it around. He's been really good of late. He's usually pretty good here at Wrigley. Pretty simple for me. Cashed an easy one with the Cubs last night. We're coming back to them tonight. Give me those Cubbies again. Dare the Phillies to win. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, the Cubs was easy bet. I think it's them here again. And Luzardo, do you want to back him on the road? At times he can have the stuff. I at least like the Cubs lineup with that out that they have. Really, just the only lefty really is Bush in this lineup. Oh, and PCA, he's in the 9th there. But still, in-app, some of these guys have good numbers. Horner's been hot. Swanson hit the big jack. I'd look to him again to have a decent day. So I think it's Cubs, Imanaga at home too. In the Phillies, this lineup could perk up, but I think you'd look at their team total under. That's another one in this game. The wind's blowing out here a little bit when I was going through this game. We're about 10 miles an hour.
Yeah.
I
lean over, but it's just do I really want to bet an over with the Phillies right now with the way they're just not hitting?
That's what I mean. I lean to their team total under. I think you gotta just stick to the Cubs here. And I would just go first 5. I wouldn't mess with their pen.
Baltimore, Kansas City, Shane Baz, Chris Bubich on the mound here. You've got Baltimore or Kansas City rather, minus 125 home favorites. 8.5, 9 is the total in this game. Baltimore, I cashed with that. I said it's time for Bradish to have a better start, and he did. He was excellent. 1 run, 5.1 innings, 7 strikeouts, bounce back out
he was good.
last night. Actually, it was a good start for Lugo, too. The difference was Baltimore finally mashed the bullpen. By the way, this is a stunning bad beat if you had the under in this game. That it ended 7-5.
Oh, yeah,
when
2
it
outs,
was 1-1 going into extra innings. Can you believe that?
That's baseball, though. Hey, take a first 3.
Yeah.
Get in and get out. If you lose, you're out quick.
Yeah, exactly. Get out. Get your first 3, first 5 in if you like unders. However, we are going to start, I think, seeing some overs in this ballpark at some point with the fences moved in, better conditions for hitting. I think we are going to start to see more overs at Kauffman. Was last night a sign of things to come, even though Kansas City has been a strong 15-8 to the under this year. We'll see, but that one went over. We have seen 2 straight home games now for the Royals go over the total. Don't really trust either starter here, so I guess I'm leaning over 8.5, 9. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, this is another game. Wind's blowing out. Yesterday I liked it better. I still like it. I would take the first three. I haven't bet it, but the first three I'd be on the under. Some of these guys have some good numbers, and I think the runs will start coming a little bit. Cagliari finally hit a homer, even though the Royals were still horrible. They scored the runs in the extra innings, but horrible yesterday. Couldn't get a drive in a run, really. So, yeah, and I don't want the Royals at this price. Just no way, even with Bubic on the mound. So I'd still lean the first three under. I want to go any further than that. Some of these guys, I think, you could look at maybe Alonso with an RBI. I think Bobby Witt, he's going to go yard here. Wind blowing out. He hasn't gone yard yet. I think he's right there. Not a big – I mean, he's hit 30 homers. I think he had 25 last year, right?
Right, yeah.
20, something like that. I think he's when he does, they might come quickly here. When he does. So I don't mind his. Jack today. Quit.
All right, Pittsburgh, Texas. Carmen Mlodzinski for the Pirates and Kunar Rocker here for the Texas Rangers. Texas minus 110, minus 120 home favorites, 8 the total here in this game. I like the Buccos here. I do. I like Pittsburgh in this spot. They took 2 or 3 at home against a pretty solid Tampa Bay team. Mlodzinski's been in pretty solid form. 2 runs or less in 3 starts, 3-0. Meanwhile, the Rangers, Rocker hasn't been great. Hasn't been awful, but he hasn't been great. They're 0-3 Texas in Rocker's 3 starts this year. So I think it's a nice price with Pittsburgh. And Pittsburgh's starting to hit. Pittsburgh is starting to hit. I think they could do some damage here tonight against Rocker in the Rangers' pen. I mean, the Pirates have scored 7, 5, 7, 6 in their last 4 games entering this one tonight. So give me the Pirates money line, and I'm going to split it with team total over 3.5, minus 130 for the Pirates as well. C-Mac, what do you think?
Yeah, I think you get a price. It's a little bit weird because I like the Pirates because I think they're worth a first 5 here. Malinsky, one thing, he can walk guys, which could be trouble, this Rangers team. But Pirates, even though the spot I don't know is great, come on. Team total over 1.5. It's juice here, minus 130. You can't get 2 runs off Rocker. Sometimes you can't get 3. It's happened to me before, as much as I am. But still, he's my record's pretty good. I think it's like 9-2. I think the Pirates can get 2 off him. So team total over 1.5, first 5. It's minus 130. And I'll split that with the Pirates first 5, which is even money.
All right, on we go to San Diego, Colorado. Randy Vasquez, Jimmy Herget, the opener, and he'll give way to Chase Dollander, who's going to be the primary here for Colorado. San Diego minus 140, 50 road favorites, 11. We've talked about, now the Rockies did get blasted at home by the Dodgers, 12-3 yesterday, final game of that 4-game series, but no travel, bounce back spot. Padres coming in off 2 with now. Padres are red hot, 9-1. They're solid 6-3 on the road. It's not easy to bet against the Padres right now. And Vasquez has good numbers, but there's a lot of warning signs. Vasquez is a bit of fool's gold. He's not a 2.5 ERA pitcher. He's not that good. And I think in this kind of venue, I think we could see him tripped up a little bit, struggle a bit. Dollander, I think, could be capable. I'm actually very tempted by the Rockies as a home underdog here tonight. I don't know if I'll bet it, but I'm leaning that direction. C-Mac, what do you think? Padres, Rockies.
All right, I will.
Great. No, I will too now. You're going to push me in the direction of betting it now.
Screw Vasquez. This game screams over, too, and maybe the Padres. I mean, so if you want to be a little safer, look at Colorado's team total here. First 5, or even full game, I think, get their wins blown out. Padres haven't scored a ton of runs. And when you see it, it's already not the best numbers, but even props with Rocky guys at home. But you see the Padres when I was going through, because I thought this is a perfect game if I have Machado, like 140 RBI, 130. It's like even money. Merrill minus 110 for a Ribby. So I think could be some runs if you want to be safe just to go over. But I think at least the Rockies have a shot early. With the pitch, it's just the pitching you mentioned, that spots there. And then Doller will be the primary, who's been all right. Yeah,
I think he's got good stuff. Just got to
he does decent stuff.
Be a little more consistent. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got some all right stuff, but he can leave it over the dish too. So, come on, Rockies.
Yeah, me too. I like. Plus, there's another thing that really stuck out to me when I looked at it, and I saw this: that Vasquez xERA is 8.2 this year against right-handed batters, and guess who can put the lineup together with 5 upwards of 6 right-handed batters? Colorado can. So that
Yeah,
could be some trouble.
Goodman.
Yeah,
Tovar, even
yeah,
down the line, Caros, Beck. I think
yeah.
are some good
Yeah.
prices there.
I think they could win this. And remember, do have a winning record at home, Colorado, 6-4 at Coors Field this year. All right, next up, we've got Blue Jays and Angels. I can't believe we were still talking Patrick Corbin in the year 2026, but here we are. Jack Kohanovich here for the Angels. We've got 115 home favorites, Angels, 9.5 the total. Low scoring game last night, kind of expected it with Detmers and Cease 5-2. But for me tonight, with these two fucking clowns on the mound, over
Good weather.
for me
Yeah.
here on this one. Over 9. This is another one where Corbin. We'll put some respect on Corbin and the fact he did pitch better against Milwaukee in his last start, but he comes into this game awful peripheral numbers, advanced numbers against righty batters, and the Angels are stacked with right-handed batters in their lineup. I have a feeling it's going to be a bit of a tricky night here for Patrick Corbin. Meanwhile, the Jays are finally starting to hit. 9 or 10 against Arizona, 5 last night. Kohanovich just isn't very good. I think the Jays can score runs too. So over 9, clear choice for me here. What do you think, C-Mac? Blue Jays, Angels.
That's what I think. I mean, how does Kohanovich just looks all right, not get tagged? We talked about some of his. When you look there, he's been a little bit lucky. Vlad Guerrero getting a little hot. I'd look right back to him here. RBI, plus 150, and it's Jack. And the Angels, some of these guys. This is better for like Oapu, has been very good. Or Grissom, look to them for a big price, RBI price there. And another one, Zach Neto. Love him against a lefty. He's 5 for 11 off Corbin. His over 1.5 bases, minus 115. So it's like, I'm not taking that, but I might have a piece of his RBI. It's plus 170. Usually I don't take leadoff guys for ribbies, but he's not bad, and he's got jack potential as much as we kind of just put it on a little on the homer. I think is pretty good with him. You already just take one at bat off there with the RBI situation. That's the only bad thing with him leadoff. But still, he's a guy that could drive in runs, and he profiles real good here off Corbin.
A's and Mariners. We've got Lopez for the A's, Jacob Lopez, Luis Castillo for the Mariners. Seattle minus 160 home favorites, 8 the total in this game. I don't think I ended up betting it, but I did kind of think that price on the Mariners was a little bit rich yesterday, and the A's won 6-4 last night over the Mariners. By the way, here's the A's, little over machine starting to go, 8-2 to the over, 6 straight overs for the Athletics coming in tonight. Kind of lean that way here. I mean, I'm not a big Jacob Lopez fan. I think he's beatable. I think you could score runs against him. Each of his last 3 starts have gone over the total. And I don't know about Luis Castillo, man. He's getting a reputation of being an ace. He's not pitching like one anymore. I'm starting to think his best days are behind him. Luis Castillo. So I think an over could be in play here again. A's and Mariners, and I lean to the A's again. C-Mac, what do you think?
I kind of lean the A's just off the value in this spot. One thing, Lopez, the end of last year, and I think that was his only start when I was going through earlier today. It was the last start of the year at Seattle. He gave up 9 runs in 2 innings. He did. So he could get it again here with this Mariners team. But, yeah, the A's perking up a little bit. I think this is value. As long as he's hitting third and we're still waiting on the lineups, it's kind of taps up as like the show or right after we get off. We see the lineups. I don't see the A's out. I see the Mariners. I think Kurtz, he's finally getting going. If he's hitting third, I take his RBI again. It's plus 200. Finally getting a little hot. Once he, hit a jack or two, as a hitter, I love that price with him. His jack's plus 390, but I'll take the RBI with him, plus 200.
Yeah, I like it. Good price indeed.
Castillo, decent start, and against San Diego, kind of gave up a couple, kind of hung in there, but still, he's we'll see. It seems like a good spot, like at home start for him, but I don't know. The Mariners this price. I mean, they're a 10-14 team. Shit.
Yeah, I think there's some truth to that it could be a little bit more tougher as far as the Castillo moving forward. All right, next up, we've got 2 games left. Just 2 games on the slate left to go through. White Sox and Diamondbacks. Sean Burke, Merrill Kelly. We've got Arizona minus 150, home favorites, 9 the total. So we've got some shaky pitchers on both sides. Merrill Kelly's got a real problematic xERA. It's like 8.54. Really, really problematic. And it's even worse when he faces lefty bats. Well, guess who's got a ton of lefty bats? The White Sox. I know the White Sox haven't been great offensively, but they got a ton of lefty bats, and Kelly's been crushed by lefty bats. But then you got Sean Burke, who's got some ups and downs on the season as well. And he ends up having weaker numbers against he really has weak marks against both sides of the plate, about equal, and he's been shaky at times. 5.79 ERA on the season for Burke. So this is an over for me with the White Sox and the D-backs here. Over 9 minus 120 for me. Chicago and Arizona in this one. We'll get C-Mac's thoughts on this game in a minute. First, in the meantime, we'll go to Dodgers and Giants. Yoshi Yamamoto, Landon Raup, the pitching matchup. Dodgers minus 180, road favorites, 7 the total. I mean, I'm not in a rush to bet against Yamamoto, obviously. He's been just, tremendous to begin the year. 2 runs or less in every start. Dodgers have won 3 of the 4. He's given them a chance to win. He's given them at least 6 innings in every start. So it's Dodgers or nothing, but obviously minus 180. Don't love the price. C-Mac, there you have it. The last 2 games. I'm on White Sox, Diamondbacks over 9. And I don't have a strong opinion on Dodgers-Giants. What do you think for those 2 games?
Yeah, this White Sox game, there could be runs. Burke, he's been pretty good. This seems like a kind of a bad spot a little bit. That's the one thing. White Sox, though, finally, if they do, take them first 5, both these teams, if you think Burke's going to pitch well. But some of the profiles, I think he could get hit a little bit. So maybe it's just the over 9. I was kind of glancing at that. And last, Dodgers scoring all these runs. Give me the under here. This is it. Best bet. Give me the under. 7.5.
And you're off Colorado, and sometimes your offense gets stymied when you're off a series in Colorado. Yeah.
Well, Rope, this guy, he has good stuff. He's been a little bit up and down. He's had a couple all right starts against the Dodgers, of course, last year. I think Yamamoto will be pretty good here. His normal self. So
2 or less in every start for Yamamoto so far. So there we go. We'll put the best.
Guy's pretty good.
Mac. There it is.
Best bet. Dodgers, Giants, under 7.5. Best bet.
There you go. Good stuff. All right, my best bet. And look, we swept the best bets last night. I had the Cubs. That was very easy as a best bet last night. So we'll try to make it another 2-0 sweep tonight. Give me that Blue Jays Angels over 9. I love it. I think that one is definitely an over waiting to happen. Blue Jays, Angels, over 9, minus 120. Best bet for me for this Tuesday MLB slate. Steven Jackson, Thomas Corbett, Brian Flynn, new member, Al Cervic, great to see him, Daryl Turner, Nicholas Andy, Thomas Corbett, Gundam Atticus, Jorge Herrera. Appreciate everyone. Become a member of the Hitting the Books channel because it's a members-only show coming your way tomorrow, and you don't want to miss that. So make sure you join us as a member because we got members shows tomorrow and Friday.
Dude.
Good stuff.
Oh, yeah. Appreciate it. Do us a favor. Hit the like button on the way out. It's kind of, or if you see or rewatch the video, hit the hype, whatever kind of it is. Hype up the video.
Yeah.
Like it. Go on Twitter if anybody gets a chance. The people that do that, we appreciate it. Like the show, retweet it. Hey, that's all we ask for. We'll be here.
No doubt.
Become a member for the member shows.
And become a member.
Be in the green.
Just rewind. Just go back to the earlier in the show. We gave you a raise every game. So there you go. Just rewind and you'll see it. Good stuff. That's a wrap for Connor Mack. I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Tuesday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. And we'll see you tomorrow, Wednesday, members-only edition of the Hitting the Books show. Until then, class dismissed.
Peace.